Welcome, everyone. My name is Mirthless Mirror, and today we are returning with another episode with 7 Days to Die. And I'm so glad that you could make it. So, last episode, I worked a lot on the ramp, and I worked a lot on the street, and I plan on upgrading those things. That's going to take a while, but that is not the first thing on the agenda. The first thing on the agenda is the kitchen. That was the last thing that I was working on in last episode, and it was a challenge. Guess I'm just not really sure what I want the kitchen to look like. And so that's been my struggle. So this episode will be starting out with us working on that kitchen because I think I can finish it. At the very least, I can get it blocked out. I'm not going to do this whole farm. I just don't feel like it right now. I'm doing pretty well with food. But I will return these to this ground. Because why not? Cool. This guy needs more lead, huh? Nah, this guy needs more lead. Let's give him a lot. I guess you're full on stone too. And you need iron. It's good to check this stuff before working on something. Okay, stone is full. And you want lead or brass. So we're doing lead. We'll have to get more lead. Hey now, who destroyed my stair? Okay, I do like this stair, but I'm actually going to send it back a little bit. And that's going to help us a lot, I think. Which means I need to take all of it. So it has to be over this garage type area. I think I do like it sinking in a little bit. It gives visual, I don't know, effect. I don't want it to go too deep though. I could argue a little bit more. But really I need to see 1, 2, 3, 4, what the size of the door would be. Because really that's what'll cinch it for me. So that's a 5x3. I thought we had a 7. Yeah, roll-up door 7. I mean, ultimately I want it to be powered, though, so that means I don't really have access to 7. Right? Maybe I don't want this one powered. I don't plan on driving in it. Yeah, it's my workstation area, so I don't plan on driving in this area. It doesn't have to be automatic then. I could make it a roll-up door, which might be neat. In which case, 7x4 is what I'm going to want to do. Well, let's leave it at that. Okay. And let's try the stair here. That's too long. It's only 3. Yeah, I like that better. It does extend the time it would take us to get to this kitchen, meaning my campfires, but I am okay with that. I like this extra room, and it kind of, yeah, I like that a lot. And let's see if it blocks it here. No. So we could bring it back even one further if we wanted to, but I think since that looks good, I'm going to leave that there. There's no point in fussing over it. If it looks good, it's fine. So this is where I was thinking about putting the wall before I logged out. I guess I'm just not sure about that 7x4 block garage, or if I want to make it a smaller one at 5x3. And that's going to be important to block out because, well, it's my wall. And that's going to make a big impact. Well, if I were to do it that way, I would have to bring this back, which I don't want to do. 1, 2, 3. Yep. And, or I could make this like that. Nah, I don't like it as much. That's good to know. Yeah, I do like that a lot better. Which means I'm going to need to make a 7x4 garage. So I might as well do it right now. Well, so I've got to leave space for the stair here. And how am I going to do that? I don't know. I think this stair should have a railing, which I could do there. And that would leave me more space up here. Well, what kind? Yeah, let's just do this one. Why do I like that less? It's a surprise. Yeah, I don't really know why. Let's see if I like one of the other railings. Well, actually, that one's pretty cool. I don't know why I like it better, but I do. Gives it kind of an industrial feel. If I'm not completely in love with it, I do kind of like it, but I don't completely love it, so let's just go back. And then I'll close this up. That's probably about what I want to do. We'll make this one a wedge. Maybe one more? Let's see what it looks like. Nah, too low. Would I like a ramp better? Probably not. But I have a ramp right here, so let's find out. I had a ramp. You know, I do surprisingly like that a little better. I don't know why, but I do. Do feel like this stair needs a railing, so we'll come back to that. And let's make this stair. Maybe I'll end up putting the ramp like this. And then I'll bring this down like that. Makes it look nice and sturdy, but maybe I want it to be a little bit more elegant. Yeah, I do kind of like that. No, that one looks not as good to me. But if I do this, maybe. Nah, I still liked the other one. All right, well, that's going to be tough. There are a lot of options. And I'm not sure that I'm really in love with any of them. So I'm just going to go very classic and do this. That is not what I meant to do. Yeah. No. Okay. I'll stick with that for now. So if I need room for 5, because that's probably all I'll use. So that'll be my oven space. Then I want to push it back against the wall because it's too close to the staircase. Yes, it's more convenient, but I think I care more about aesthetics. We'll see if I feel that way after running to it. Let's clear this space then. How far am I going to take back this wall? I don't know. But I don't want it to be connected to my base when I collapse it, because that causes problems. Dang! My stamina is gone. Well... Let's try some of this then. Well, how much space do I want? I probably should decide. Probably quite a bit of space, actually. So we need to take out a large portion of this mountain. I'll make this like a balcony area, then we can look out over. Be able to see the city and Trader Rect. Well, I'm thinking maybe I'll give it pillars here, like beams, and it will be like an overlook. That way we don't compete too much with this ramp that I kind of like. But that does mean that we're going to have to take out quite a bit of space. I'm in a hole. How far do I need to go? At least this far? Maybe I'll dig down a little. I don't know exactly where I was. I don't want to get lost in this mountain. Okay. So how close was I? Pretty close. There we go. Yeah, I was pretty close. In fact, since the edge of the mountain is so close here, maybe I'll just rip it off. Rip it off there. Bam! But maybe I want to leave some of the mountain. Might be nice to have. Depends on whether or not it blocks the view. We'll just have to see. Okay. I love my pickaxe. Okay, I don't know that I want to go that deep, right? I think that's what I decided here, though. Yeah, I may even have to take off more than this. But... I guess I better do that from above. That is going to exhaust me in no time. Out of stamina. Not for long. I guess I'll just cut that part out. I'm just not sure what I'm going to do with this part of the mountain. That's going to turn into probably a medical bay or a bedroom. So I may need to take out this part of the mountain anyway. But I just prefer to be conservative, just so I don't have to replace as much in the end. Whoa! There we go. No, I don't know that I want the wall there. Let's keep it here for now. Okay. Let's just take it out here, because why not? Mustn't be connected to the base when we collapse it. I guess it's okay here, you know, because it's the floor, but I'm still going to take this out anyway. All right. All right. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think I might want a wall here, unless I want this area to extend out as well. Well, let's see what we need. We need at least 2 workbenches. 3 would be a little overkill, but I could probably handle it. And I want 6 cement mixers. Which means maybe I do need more space in here. Because there's really not a lot of wall space. If I close that, I have more wall space. Actually, that might be okay. Because I've got this big entrance and exit here, and then I've got this big one here. Why do I need the small one here? And then I could fit my workbenches here. Hmm. Yeah, okay. They'd be nearby. Alternatively, I could put my cement mixers like that. And that would be okay too. I just move past them and then along this wall, if I made it a wall here, which I'm just not sure. Let's see what the roll-up door looks like. Oh, I miscounted that space. Oh no, I removed that block when I was testing it. I remember. And is this a ramp we want or a wedge? Because I'm thinking we might want a wedge here. Oh, where are you, wedge? There you are. Glad to have you. Nope, it has to be a ramp to match the other side. Okay. Um, okay, now I regret placing it because I absolutely want that to be one over. Let's see if I can still have the same effect if I do this. This is not in the right spot. Yes, it is. Okay. That's going to be a pain to remove. No, I guess if I just remove the blocks around it, it'll just collapse, which means I'm probably going to want another one, but I'll do that in a second. So let's try this first. Yeah, I mean, that looks pretty much equivalent. See, here's the problem. If I do end up moving this over one, it's going to sit right up against that column, and I don't know that I want it to. So here is my other option, and it might be the simplest, and so often the simplest is the best, so let's just try it. Okay. And what if we took off this corner entirely? We could move the whole wall forward, but that would not work out for me. So maybe, ooh, that's a tough one. Yeah, I like that. It blends nicely. Now the question is, do I want to do the same thing here? The problem with that is I do have to end up putting a garage door here too, don't I? Ooh, I could put a garage door here. I was kind of expecting this just to be kind of a tunnel though. We could drive our car right through, we could park here, we could drop off stuff, have our doors here and here. And then I could put a garage here if I want to park a car, leaving this tunnel open. That makes a lot of sense to me. Well, let's try this then. Oops. Is that right? I think so. I kind of like it, but I also liked it the other way around. So since I'm not committed to either one for now, I'll leave them as blocks. And it looks like I gotta make more frames. And let's see what would happen if I close this tunnel here. Well, I guess it depends. This one, if I'm going to close it, has to be an electric one, which means it has to be 5 by 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd want a lot of space. So let's just try it here. I don't hate that. But I also don't love it. So we'll remove that. I'll leave this as it was, I think, until I decide what to do with it. Okay. And if I close it here, I'm probably going to want a window here. Yeah. So let's leave some of this open. We'll frame it with a wall. So that's like a large window. And I do like large windows. But I could do a smaller window. No, I don't like the smaller window as much. And I could put workbenches here and here. And you can imagine that I'd be working at my workbench looking out over this beautiful site, which I guess it means I got to remove that part of the mountain, but that's okay. And then having my cement mixers there actually makes a lot of sense to me because I can just do it on the way. Am I committed to this then? Let me try putting some ramps down and finding out. And that doesn't look bad. I don't love it either, but it doesn't look bad. And maybe I'm okay with it just like not looking bad. I might like that even better though. So if I move these over, that might be ideal. I'll have to put lights on the ceiling. This hallway is a little wider, but it just seems a little small. But it does add visual interest to an otherwise very square base. We'll leave it there for now. Okay, and if I come up here, I want a pathway, and then, I think I just wanted it to be that large, right? But since it's an oven, it's got to go like this. Let's make it bigger. Okay. I do have a lot of space there, but I kind of feel like I need even more. So if we take it back, it's just a very large piece of the room. Okay, so if I had my fire pits there. No, I probably want my fire pits there. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like that much space. It's essentially a double pathway here, and that might be nice. Because I am going to have to put a wall of some kind. Unless I want to use this space above me. Which wouldn't be so bad. Let's find out what that would look like. I mean, I hadn't planned on it, but I do... I don't know that I planned on anything. Okay, we don't want to collapse this because it's going to be easy to do. So that would end the tunnel there? Probably not. Then the tunnel would have to end here. Nah, I like it open. So that means I'm going to have this space to be free, which means I'm going to need a wall up here. Yes, I could leave this area open. I am very much considering it. But the thing is, then I'm going to have this area straight to my boxes that's going to be available to the zombies. And I don't want to do that. So I think it's going to be better for me. If I close the area. Hey, Arlene, get out of here. What are you doing here? Okay, I won't be driving my car here but I do want to drive my car here. And I don't want to push this ramp out. I was really happy with this ramp. But I can see that this is going to be kind of a tight road if I want to do that. And if I build a wall here... Okay. Maybe I'll make a road access here. That means I'll eliminate some of this ramp, which is not ideal, but I don't expect to do a lot of driving up there if I'm going to end up making a kitchen right there as well. Probably going to want to avoid driving there. Let's run to Trader Rect. It's getting late, and I want to make sure I can trade with him before the evening comes. Maybe I want that wall to be straight. That's why I'm not going to upgrade it for a little while. Let's bring some extra coin. And we'll do some real trading. See what he has. See what he's willing to give me. How's it going, Rect?
It was a good evening. For fuck's sake, what is it now?
Tell me you have something for me, Rect. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I still can't make those, can I? But I don't really know why I would buy a whole nother one unless it was cheap. I don't really care about the suits. Yeah, you're kind of light, aren't you, buddy?
I'd tell you to go fuck yourself, but you did that when you didn't buy anything. Try anything smart, and you'll get a new start.
You won't take my axe, huh, buddy? Brutal. I guess I didn't really care about anything else, did I? Oh yeah, I did. That's what I wanted, and I think that was the end. But I'll take your brass too. And your glue. Nah, that crucible's too expensive. Let's do... I don't care about your repair kits. I don't care about your battery bank. Thanks, buddy.
All that gawking at goods and that's all you buy?
And... I'll buy some of those too. Hey, it's looking good. Whoa! Maybe I'll keep that wall there. Whoa! I guess I have to go a little slower up this thing. This motorcycle really moves. It would be nice to be able to secure that area. Trouble is, I guess I'd put my turrets there and there. Yeah, that would be okay. I just want to make sure that I have room for the turrets that I'm going to end up putting up. Of course, I'm not really at that point of the game yet where I'm setting up turrets. I haven't really started with electricity. I can do some electricity, but not really enough to where I want to focus on it when I still have to, you know, build the rooms that the lights are going to go in. Where did I put my water? Over here, I think. Yep. Turns out these tarps, gatherers, and water filters are pretty good, so I figured I'd pick some up. If he's not going to buy my iron fire axe, I'm just going to throw it in the forge. Bye, buddy. Wow, I spent a lot of money. Good for me. More cement. You're full on sand. This guy needs some iron bad. But I don't want to go out and get it. Alright, well then we're going to make some more cement. I love that I say that like it's a threat. You could keep your station for now. But you gotta craft me some cement, buddy. And you too. Oh, where's my stone? There it is. And my sand is in here. I need to put that in. Cool. I don't hate that, but I don't know that I love it either. I love it from the outside. It looks good on the outside. The way it bends in like that. I think it makes it interesting, so I'm just going to keep it for a little while longer. And I guess this has to come out. If I want to make a bracket, it's going to have to be at least 2. But maybe 3 would be even better. So I could put it there. Let's extend the floor and find out. Thought I heard someone hissing. This is a strictly no hissing area. All right, I want at least a space of 3, but I don't want this kitchen to be much bigger than it is already because it's getting kind of big. Where do we want our dining area to be? We could have our dining area over here because it is strictly appearance. I have no need for kitchen table, but it'll be nice to have some just for appearances. In which case, if I'm going to have the chimney be that large, kind of wish I could extend this a little, but it's okay. I think I'll just, let's see what would happen if we planted a wall here. How would that change our landscape? I might put a window here. I don't see why I wouldn't, but I still kind of want the wall to kind of come up. So I'm going to put a wall. I might as well commit to it and see what it'll look like. Ooh, don't do that. Wonder if that means I'm going to have structural issues. But that doesn't look bad from here. It doesn't really look great from there, though. So if I moved the garage forward, I would gain more space on the inside here. But it is space that is not useful. Let's remove this garage door. Let's make several of them. And springs. Is that axe done yet? Yes, it is. So let's feed this guy some more stone. I've got to make sure to see if I ever use these doors, because I don't know that I've ever used them yet, except, when I talk about them. Because the thing is, I could close this, and then it's just the chimney, which is kind of neat. So here's what I'm going to do, just for a little while. And actually, well, no, I'd ruin this, and I don't want to rework that. But we'll leave it like that for now, and we'll see if that will makes any difference. There we go. So if I keep this straight, then it would hit us right here. Yeah, I mean, that looks nice. It looks very natural. I think I would put this here. Which unfortunately would kind of give the zombies a path to attack my windows, which I don't love. Because I think I kind of want my windows to be inaccessible in that area. So, what if I tried a smaller ramp? So I guess I'd want it to be here. And then the door would be there. And then if I made those ramps. Guy, I'm busy here. You are wily. Okay, I mean, that also looks natural. I don't know that I like it better. But I may get a little bit more room in here. Question mark? Yeah, I think I do. Get one more space. And I do kind of like it better. Lets me see that window. But see, that's just the thing. Now it changes my window. So let's fix the window and see if I still want to do this. Nope, it's got to be... That does look natural. Let's see if I like it better as the super long. Yeah, I just do. So we'll see if these things still fit here. Not as much. Well, that is a challenge that I like it better there, but not there. So how important is this wall? It could be made smaller. So let's make it smaller. And this side is a path of 4. No, this side is a path of 3. So that would make this even on both sides, leaving that stove kind of in the center of the room, along with this stair being kind of in the center of the room, making the stove to be kind of in a giant pathway, which I don't know that I love that. Maybe I want to push the stove even farther back and put a table up here, but the problem is I don't want the table to be in the way. And this is kind of about as far as I want to run. Yeah, that's about as far as I want to run to get to my boxes. Okay, what if I put this oven over here? So it's a space of... Okay. This would be the wall? Well, I couldn't make that the wall if I was going to put a big chimney there, right? Okay. I'd come up these stairs, and I would need it to be like that. And then I would need more room here. Assuming that's far enough from the stairs that it feels natural. Yeah, I mean, it could even be a little closer. No, I kind of like this focus here. Kind of makes an impressive look when you come up the stairs. We'll just have to have this be an outdoor patio. And we will maybe allow a wall to continue here. What if I put that wall here? No. What if I made it arches to get out? No, I think I want a door. So that means I need at least to have a wall here. That's the minimum. And that doesn't look bad to me. Let's see what it will do if I move it back one, as I had originally thought. My problem is I don't want a strange pocket behind the oven. Like, there's no need for that. Unless I want it to be some kind of storage. We're going to leave it like that for now. I think that looks natural. And then I guess that would make this a wall. And see, that's my problem, is I've got kind of this strange space here. But I could just fill it in. It's not that big of a deal. See, I could go... But let's keep it unfilled for now and see if it bothers me. And then why don't we extend this even farther? Let's see, how far are we going here? 1, 2, 3. I see. I'm going to want to go one more then, at the very least. We'll start with minimums and move on from there. Aw, oh, man, we got a screamer. Right behind me, lady? You gave me the creeps. Alright, Mr. Scary Fire Guy. Do me a favor and don't light me on fire, please. Hey, Mr. Scary. I don't want anything to do with you. Oh man, you are all over the place. Hey guy, don't do that. Oh, you are scary. Ow, man. Don't get up. Oh, he's gonna kill me. Do not kill me. Wow. He didn't kill me. Yet. You're mean. Oh, crap. All right, big guy. I've got all these weird ladders because I've been constructing up here. And he is taking advantage. There we go. Man, you were tough. I need to make some herbal antibiotics. That's got to be my next bet. And vitamins. Yep. Do I have nitrate? Yeah. Lucky me. Mushrooms. You're gonna take my water? Wow, that guy hit me so hard. Am I at the point where I need medical kits? Yeah, I am. Fine. Blood bags. And bandages? Yeah, we need a lot of bandages, unfortunately. So let's make some. I don't really know how many I need. So let's start with our cloth fragments. Oh, except that's going to take forever. We need a lot of beer, huh? Oh, I don't need a blood kit anymore. Oh yeah, I do. How much beer do I have? Oh, 14. So, can I make beer? Yes. I can make a lot of beer. So I think I will make a lot of beer. Heck yeah. Oh, 93. That's going to take a while. Nice. Well, actually, I've got to add that 12. There. I like to put a little extra. Sometimes I come back and even though I put it in correctly, it's not done. So if I have my beer, I need to do that actually. Let's do it that direction. Yeah, I'm not going to make as many as I want to, but that's okay. This will be a good start. It looks like I got to collect my cotton whether I like it or not, so why don't I do that real quick? And sewing kits, and I got plenty of that. Alright, I can make 7 according to the bandages that I have. That's a good place to start. Wow, they're fast. Let's also make a little bit more water. Very nice. Now we're starting to produce something, and I don't hate that. Okay, but what if I want to put my workbenches along this wall? And I want my cement mixers along this wall. So if I do it that way, I have to close this window. My workbenches would fit here and here, which would be awfully convenient. And then, well, I could make this medical, which would be awfully convenient too, but I think I'm going to stick it with the cement just because it has a good theme going on. And if I want this to be cement area, I could even fit a chemistry station here if I wanted, but I don't. You know, I liked it better the other way. Whether or not it's more convenient, I'm not going to be able to say until I've tested it for a little while. But I liked the window here. I'm pretty sure I liked the wide window, but I'm going to give this opportunity to give it a double check. Yep, I liked the wide window. Okay, that's going to have to go out even further. To justify this door. No! Wow, it's a long way. I need a ladder here that a zombie will later use to terrorize me. Okay, so we have to have at least room for a pathway, and then I'm going to have room for tables. So this space may be rather large, because if I'm picturing this correctly, I'm going to have probably 2 more. At least. And then this guy has got to go out here. That is actually rather nice. I'm probably going to want it to go even further. Yeah, that's not bad. The only problem is I want it to be a little wider. Again and again, I just want to widen this out just a little bit more. But I don't think it works very well with the downstairs. Unless I decide to keep it like this. I do like the more space in this room. So if I move this wall over one, that will make this space slightly larger, and my door would no longer be a really good one space door. It would need to be a two space door. What kind of doors do I have? So I would have a double door, double iron door. Not enough space for a garage door. I would probably realistically do a double iron door. I'd love it to have glass, frankly. I know that's not very fortified, but I don't expect zombies to get up to this area. I know they can get up here right now, obviously, but over time, I think that this is going to be hanging over a large nothingness. And so the zombies, I think, are not going to be able to do much. Let's see what it would look like with railings. I don't know that I like that corner. Wedge stairs. I don't remember ever seeing or trying wedge stairs. Maybe I should try that sometime. I did kind of like this, but I could make them the same as those ones. I don't want to make them catwalks. I just don't know that I like this corner. I know it's for spiral stair, so maybe it's no good for me. Why don't we do it like this? I guess I want this one because I need it capped, right? But I need it capped on the other side. No, I had it capped on the right side. But I don't know that I want it capped. Do I have no choice? I have these. And this one might be the most attractive for this area. I don't know. I kind of like the other ones. And this rail doesn't look like it has a corner. It's cool, but I need a corner block. think I want this one to have an end. Yeah. I kind of like that. Let's just start here. Okay. I kind of like that. I want it to be a little bit bigger on this side, honestly. Which I could do. Because I could close this off. Like that. I want some kind of painting or art here. And the wall is probably there minimum. So alternatively, I could do a window. Yeah, I think I like that better. I'll make it that big. Yep, and that way when I'm walking down here, I'm looking out the window. And if I want to make it even wider, I think I liked it better the other way. It kind of suggested that it was going down the hallway. And let's check if I like it better that way. I don't. Okay, so if we have a window there, then I would probably continue with the wall. I think I should cover this staircase, so the wall would at least, bare minimum, have to go here. But I think I'd want to have at least a little bit of space so I can move around this if I ever want to. Even if it's not common. And I may even want a door here. So if that's the case, this garage door is tough. But I do like this. I like that. This I like, but I may make some changes too. This is good. Oh, that's right. This might not be good anymore. All right. Let's bring this back. I think it was 7x4. So I'm thinking I want to build like this in minimum. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. Let's put the garage door down. I made several, so if I end up crashing this garage door, that's fine. How many more bandages do I need? More. I mean, I like that a lot. But for some reason, I feel like it could go out further. And that would extend this balcony as well. I'd put the railing here. I guess that'll still make it look small. So I'm not going to do the railings perfectly, but I'll just place them real quick. And then this would be the wall. Well, my problem with it is I don't see any reason for it. The zombies can use it as a path, but then so can I. But as long as I have a door here, I can use that path. And that's safer for me. Yeah, so there's no reason to use this path. Even though it is awfully convenient. I think I like the smaller one. It's hard to tell, because see, these little decisions can make such a big impact on the rest of the base. Especially in an area as tough as this one, where I'm trying to connect a garage, work area with a balcony kitchen area. It's a bit of industrial and a bit of fancy dining, and that's ambitious. Workbenches still only take up 2. Yeah, okay. They made the forges larger, so had to make sure. The workbenches fit in that room a little bit better. Because if I put it one forward, we're going to have an odd space. And I'm going to be like that. So I guess I just have more room for the workbenches, and I would go here and then here. But this seems more efficient. So I'm going to go with the efficiency since I can't decide on the aesthetic. Aesthetic and efficiency are always in a constant battle. Great, this workspace is coming together. So let's get to the kitchen. I'm going to start that after a short break. I'll only be gone for 3 seconds, so don't go anywhere. Thank you so much for your patience. I am back. So I'm going to begin by expanding this balcony area. I kind of want it to have a different shape. And maybe even some pillars, because right now this is actually being supported by this little bit of dirt, and I don't want it to stay that way. Obviously, this place has to be a fortress against the zombies. So we want it to be sturdy. I'm going to begin by expanding here. Whoa, that is a long drop. Okay. Whew, that is a long drop. I gotta be more careful. I don't want to break my leg. Okay, at what point should I start turning this side? Not yet. Well, we certainly have to do this one. So let's give ourselves a ledge. Thank you. All right, let's try that. Close call. Okay, this is quite an expansion, but it might be neat. And, you know, I think maybe I want some kind of roofing here. Hungry? Yes, please. Whoa! Hmm. Maybe. Okay, why don't we limit this just a little? There was some stability issues, and I don't want to risk it. Okay, let's try that. Maybe the other way around. Yeah. Neat. Okay, I can get behind that, but it looks a little wonky to me. So what if I made this side a little wider? Okay. I need to test this though. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I can't find this one. There we go. 1, 2, 3. So this side is a little smaller. That's what I was thinking. Yep. Okay. Maybe I want them to be even. Even is often more easy to work with. So these ones should be diagonal. Excuse me. Okay. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah, that kind of looks like the bow of a ship. Bow, is that even the correct? No, the stern? I don't even know, guys. I don't do a lot of, well, sailing. But it does look cool. Okay, if I could emphasize that it kind of looks like a boat by bringing it down, but I would lose my window. And I was liking my window quite a lot. So instead, I'm going to de-emphasize that likeness. And why don't I try putting some pillars here? Whoa. Okay, maybe not exactly there. Let's cut out some of this mountain. Whoa. Oh, I put away that coffee. Huh. I don't want to collapse this. I do normally collapse things, but I very well could collapse, well, this, and that's a lot of work. So let's try and give it a temporary, kind of a temporary support here. Hey, get out of here. Okay, we'll call that a temporary pillar. And let's do another one on the other side. Just in case. And we will detach it from the wall next to it. Expanding this large collapses can trigger even fairly stable areas that would not have otherwise collapsed, just because they're connected to a collapsing piece. So they can be rather devastating. You want to try to avoid them. Or, you know, use them, which we so often do to get rid of the debris. Because I'm not digging through all of that. Man. Okay. Great. Let's dig from... Let's dig from that point. Oh! Let's see if that measures up properly. Hey now, let me up there. Thank you. Yes, it does not. So I want to dig here then. Okay. Glad I measured that. Let's line it up. Oh, here. Because that looks about right. Yeah? Yes. Hey, that was so close. And yes, I will take out this entire line as well. Be gone, stone. And dirt too. I guess it's technically clay, but you guys get me. Wow. I stayed energized. Nice, that lines up very well. Oh, there we go, we have a collapse. Oh, we got a little bit of my structure. Oh, we got a lot of the structure. Oh! Ow! That even took out the chimney. Well, clean it up and rebuild. Well, I suppose my support beams were not as useful as I'd hoped. Let's use the auger. It's nice for cleaning up debris, if nothing else. It has other uses, guys. It's really great for mining. Oh man, when they respawn? Bummer. Cool. Uh-oh, we got a screamer. Hey, lady, just go away. There's nothing for you here. There is no one around. Not even me. This voice you hear is disembodied. Oh, speaking of disembodied, we have some bodies. Hey, get out of here, guy. Hey now. Horrible. Uh-oh, they've got more problems. It was that auger, I'd bet. And probably the fact that I'm running 3 forges, too. Hey, come here! Where are you going? Don't attack that tree! That tree didn't do anything to you. You're here for me. Okay, so while I'm cleaning up this mess, let's suggest... Hey, get out of here. You don't belong here? Where are your friends? Oh. I have a box that goes there. Okay. So while I'm cleaning up this mess, I could redesign the room. I could extend it, expand it. My only issue is then I move the workshops or workbenches or whatever even further away from me. And I do use them. I just, you know, go long periods of time without using them. So it doesn't really matter where they are. See, this one's just sitting idle. And this guy, well, he's going to be working for a long time. It does have a cool kind of cathedral look. If I have a window, I did like it being wide. But it is not super sturdy. And I could extend this room such as this. Well, I guess it would actually be here. And what would I do with that space? I have no idea. I feel like it's a little unnecessary. So I'm going to try and find some way to salvage this that I can keep my window. Okay, let's begin by working on this level so that I have something to work with. But I'm going to try something a little different. What am I doing with this space? I don't know. But I have to figure out again where my chimney goes and this wall. Let's see, this is a space of 3. Let's see if that's right. I feel like it was one step back last time, but I can't really remember. So I'm just going to keep building this wall. I really need it to not collapse. I probably want it to come out even one more. But it's going to be tough. To do that railing properly. And support is going to be tough as well since we're over this cliff area. Just got to be careful with what I'm doing. Yeah, let's do it here. And we won't leave myself trapped here. We will put a ladder somewhere. I suppose. It depends on where I put the support. What kind of windows do we want? Let's just do windows empty for now. Yeah. That could work for me. Let's see if I like this as well. Hey, I need the window, not the wall. I like it. I like it. But I think I liked this better. Which actually kind of surprises me. Yeah. This one almost looks like an altar. And this is a space of 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one's 3, but that's okay because we can put something here. And this can be anything we want. And let's put an arch here. Hey, now. If someone could tell me the difference between arch 1 and arch 2, that'd be great, because I really have no idea the difference. There we go. I mean, aside from their names, obviously. Let's build the wall here. We're getting fairly fragile, so I kind of want to give ourselves a bit of support. And this is a good place to have walls. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this room yet. I think I could easily put a wall here too. But that is a space of... That is actually pretty good. Yeah, it's not bad. I did like when I could go through there. But I didn't need to, I guess. So we'll keep it there. Yeah, let's try that. We'll just try putting a wall here. And this is a space of 5? Yeah, it is. Okay. More frames. I could close that too. I don't think that would be bad. Yeah, let's expand this even further. And take you out. And close this guy up. And let's do a wall here. And a door here. I have no idea what that means. Okay. Okay. Wow. Apparently I have a few of these. There we go. Oh, nice. Thanks. Sure, okay. And okay. Great. Thanks. So I wonder if I should move the chimney back one space. But it does make sense there. Let's see if I move it back one. We are changing the room a little, but that's okay. That collapse was an opportunity. Yes, I like that better. Reason being is because I think that chimney... Hey, don't sneak up on me! You scary person. Ooh, creeping me out. It would make the furnace, this chimney area for my cooking, to kind of look like a throne. And so the fact that it dominates the room is okay with me. Now we have to figure out how we're going to support it. Let's try pillar. I need a ladder of some kind. Let's do this. Okay, that's not working for me. Well, what if we did large pillars? I'll have to figure out how deep I want this to go into the mountain. Maybe I won't dig any further, but I'll remove that part of that mountain. And so I'll have this be anchored into the mountain here. Or I'll make it part of a second story, because that's a possibility as well. Because I do have plans on setting a second story deeper underneath me as well. It's always a challenge. digging underneath, but I think there's potential for it. And I want to keep that in mind while I'm building. Well, how far does this go out? Okay. I don't want it to be connected to that because I am probably going to remove that. So why don't I remove it right now before I commit too much here, because I don't want to have another stability issue and have to redesign this. Because I know I'm changing it a little, but I think this change is going to be a benefit. So what if this room expanded here? Yeah, maybe. Because I can even put a window there too. And then I can elongate this room. Or put another arch in there and have it connect to a separate room. Or I can do a large door, whatever I want. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. If I wanted, I could put another arch here or a door there. I don't anticipate zombies will be bothering me in this area. So I could even send that out further. I guess I can bring this foundation down. I might as well do it now, since we're talking about stability issues. Nice, that could work for me. So if that's not going to work for me, I suppose I could do a pillar. Let's see how I would do it. I don't know about that. I'm just keeping it there until I decide what I want to do with it. Hey, cement. Oh man, we need way more cement than that. Hey, we even need more cement than that. And more steel too, huh? We need iron, we need lead. I don't want to go get them. Oh, wish I could hire Rect to get them. What's limiting me? Oh, my cement. Okay. So I can very easily make this a medical area, and that's probably what its destiny will be, because I'll be in here working and I'll just want to slip in here and bam, there's my chemistry stations. Or hey, I'm gonna go to my workbenches, boom, okay, well here's my chemistry station. So this is probably going to be a medical area, but it's just kind of large for a medical area. I'm not going to block out the whole thing, but I want to kind of take a look where I would put chemistry stations if I were to make this room a medical bay. Okay, so this would essentially, ooh, I could make it an electrical area, but I don't think so. I think I'm gonna want my electrical area back here, behind my forges. Let's check out a different arch. No, not that. Maybe. I'll think about it. Theoretically, I could put chemistry stations there as well. So it is kind of large for a medical bay. It's not too large for a bedroom. But like I said, I would like to have my chemistry station nearby. And I don't really want to put it over here because I want to park over here. This is surprisingly far away. And this is water garden territory. So that's no good. So what if I split these rooms? Okay, so here are our entrances. Okay, that's an interesting shape. Hey, I hear you grunting. Go away. Thank you. Maybe that will give me extra room here. So if I have... I don't want to put a chemistry station there. And if I am coming into here, I'm going to want to circle if I'm going to my chemistry station for my workbench. And if I'm coming to it from my forge, I'm going to want to come over here. But of course, I'm always going to be at my station here. And both of those are equally distant to me. And that's fine. So my question is, do I want it to be closer to the forges or do I want to be closer to my workbenches? And the thing is, I want it to be closer to the forges. So that means I'm probably going to put my chemistry stations there. Which means we could put a wall here. Let's give it a little bit more space. And a little bit more even. So we can take this out of the corner. Or we can swap it. Put it here. Which I like better. But that means we're going to have a chimney there. See, that's the trick with the medical area is we're going to have a chimney because those chemistry stations produce smoke. And that makes this room much smaller. But that's okay. I think I'm okay with that door being off-center. Because if everything's center, it just feels a little too box-like, right? Giving it a bit of asymmetry can be useful. But the problem with this room is it's kind of oddly shaped. Oh, no, it's not. It's very well shaped. Yeah. Okay, well... Maybe I don't want the door here, but we'll figure that out in a moment. Hey, I don't want to take that out. But I do want to take this out. I'll just continue taking out the mountain there. But I don't need to yet, because I haven't figured out what this room is yet. So in the off chance I'm at my workbench, then I want this to be closer to my chemistry stations than not. That's not bad. Okay, that's all right. And then I can get there. And then if I'm here, I can get there. Okay. I like that. Oh, I need to make the rest of the cement too. Concrete mix. You guys know what I mean. And I need to make some more, which means I need coal. Thank you. And this guy needs some stone replenishment, but surprisingly, he needs some clay too. So why don't I give him both? So you need lead, buddy, but sorry, I don't really have any lead. So I'll give you a little dose of what I gave the other guy. You're pretty good, huh? Well, I guess I'll just give you a little bit of that. You'll just keep burning. It's nice to have a small store of steel. Yes, this is starting to feel good to me. I'm definitely going to want ladders in this space. And if I wanted to, I could probably take out that wall and move it this way. But I'm not going to do that right now. Let's finish this chimney. We're coming up the right way. And this is the point where we're coming from. Man, that's far. Oh, that is far. But it does make for a beautiful room. Let's bring it one closer. This is just for temporary visual. It does seem to be a little bit more reasonable. Am I willing to run that far? I'm willing to run that far. Yes, I am willing to run that far. But do I love it? I'm not sure. Let's build the chimney and find out. So I want to at least have those spaces available to me, because that's where I will put my campfires, which I will temporarily represent by, I don't know, this. Um, and let's go this way. Build ourselves a ladder here. Then I would probably start getting smaller here. This is just temporary representation, so I don't have to worry about, am I going to do an arch here or what block here? We're just going to do a ramp, so it takes up that space. Like a rough draft. Okay, I do like that amount of space, but here's the thing. I kind of want to walk into the oven a little. So what if I did bring it forward a bit, but I don't actually bring the fireplace or the fires forward? So I kind of have to step into it to function. And that seems almost a little ominous. So let's do that. Actually, I may keep that. Oh, I can't because I've got my fire here. Which means if I build my chimney like so, Okay. I am liking the look of that. I'll probably turn that into ramps. So something. I could make it even thinner if I so desired. But I kind of like its size. And I can make it disappear into the roof as well. Wherever I end up putting the ceiling on this room, which I don't feel like this room has to have a very high ceiling. Hey. Ooh, are you a wandering horde? Do you have friends? Or was I just lucky that you happened to have a loot bag on you? Okay, I was going to build a window here. Let's see if I'm still willing to do that. Where would that window be? I think it's probably better for me to do multiple windows rather than one large window. We don't want to compete with this giant chimney. I may want to make this a triple space. I really don't expect zombie trouble here. All right, what if we made this even more severe? So this is if I want to make the chimney a space of 1 at some point. Or if I just want a thinner look. Both are good. But I liked it looking nice and thick, I think. So I'm going to stick with that. I think I liked the other way better. What if I did the following? There's got to be something that could fit here, and that would look pretty cool. That does look kind of cool. And I could make these wedges. Depends on where the ceiling is in this room, really. But let's see if I like that as a starter. So far, I liked my first draft the best. So hopefully I can even remember what that was. And we'll make these ones wedges or ramps or something, depending on what looks best. So it kind of mirrors it if I do it that way. But alternatively, no, I can't do it that way. No, I guess I like it that way. And maybe I can then switch these to blocks at this point, depending on where the ceiling is. I'll just leave those there for now while I figure it out. And then this has to be expanded. Yeah, okay. But let's make sure I have enough room. Okay, I have this space, but I'm thinking it's unnecessary. Maybe I want this door to be closer. That'll give me more room on the balcony. This place is kind of precariously perched upon a peak. And so maybe not making it super big could benefit me. Here. Okay. So this one, I don't expect to be a door. What I'm going to do with this, I don't know yet. But this can be my rail. What would it look like if I put them? I don't think it'd be quite as stable if I did that. I think they'd be hovering. And yes, that would technically give me more space on the balcony, but I don't think that would ultimately benefit me. Ideally, I want a little bit more space. Let's take out this. That's probably the most I'll realistically want. But sometimes tables can take up a space of 3 by 3. So if that's true, and I have a railing here, then I can have a table but no chairs. Now we've kind of got it in the center of the room. Could put a chair there, a chair there. Now we're having structural issues. Why don't I put a very simple pillar here? And let's see if I'm still having those stability issues. No, not at all. I could even make it larger now. Okay, well, a table is not the only thing I want in here, right? I could easily close this door. Or expand up here and put cabinets. Because that could look very kitchen-esque. If I have enough space, I could even have the cabinets turn here. Yeah, I think I'll do that. So we'll move this wall. So what if I put cabinets somewhere in this space? They're purely decorative. I mean, I guess I could put some storage boxes up here for food, in fact, because I am going to start overloading with food. And I could expand this kitchen, but if I put cabinets here, then if I'm using the kitchen, I'll actually enter the kitchen. But this area will be purely cosmetic. But if I'm not entering the kitchen and I'm just moving through the base, I'll turn here. In which case, I will pass the cabinets here. And I could put a wall here. Okay, but see, here's the thing. I actually have if I want to do that, I actually have a room for like, oops, like an island and a counter. Like I could actually do quite a bit with this area. Let's find out what I can do. So I want this space clear and possibly that space. So I'm going to maximize my clear space. And then if I decide I want more, I will. And then I like the idea of the fridge being right here so then I could just stop and get some food if I wanted. Okay, that's kind of shaping out to be kind of kitchen-like. And then I could alternatively put my fridge there, kind of in the heart of the kitchen. But I think it will kind of balance this area if I put the fridge there. And maybe I can put a microwave there if I can find one. Well, if I do make this a kitchen space, I need at least the wall to be that high. But after that, I could close it. Okay, let's try that. Well, actually, I'm not ready to put this wall up because I might move that wall back. There's always the possibility that I expand this if I want to, and I just don't want to commit that hard. Because this is really the room I'm worried about. That I'll worry about that later. And possibility of windows. Hey, that doesn't look half bad. Let's see what it looks like from the other side. That's not bad. I'm not sure that I love it. Let's try giving it some windows temporarily. I guess just for now, I simply want these. Okay, I do kind of like that. I kind of like it a lot, but for some reason, I still want to push this wall out one, and I keep saying that, and I've been saying that really all episode that I want to push this out. So I'm kind of worried that if I don't listen to that, I might regret it later. But I'm not going to do that right now because I'm not worried about this. This was just to see if I could make those windows work. And I think I can with this kitchen. That exit is just fine. I like that exit a lot. We don't need an exit here, and it makes sense as to why, because it's a kitchen. And if I wanted this to match on this side, okay, we could easily do that. Let's see if I could just do that for now. Yep, that could work. I don't hate that. And it doesn't really compete because you come up here and you don't even see it. And then you turn and then you see it. And that's nice. And I can come out here and make, who knows, catwalk, boardwalk, additional garden area, sitting room, anything. There's so much I can do with that. But this area, is it too large? And do I want to expand that wall? Those are two very important questions. Now, I think it might be a good idea to slant this room. And you guys will know what I mean, but something like this, but it'll be a little bit higher up. And that will kind of give the impression that this whole room is created just for this chimney. And the ceiling will kind of raise up. Well, maybe I'll place some blocks. Because who knows if I'll even remember next episode. What am I going to do with this space? I guess it's logical to put a table here, frankly. I mean, it kind of fits perfectly. I mean, that's just so simple. Why would I put it out here on the balcony? Okay. And that is so obvious what that is. Kitchen. Okay. Yep, and my only concern is pushing out that wall. See, if I push out that wall, that will no longer be its little nook that it is. And I kind of like it as a little nook. Because it kind of comes up here and it disappears almost. But then I have this escape route. And it's just a nice little balcony where I can outlook over this great forest. And, you know, there's Trader Rect and there's the city. We can't see right now because it's raining, but, and that's nice. So I'm okay with this. And I can't build any ramps in that area to expand this. Yes, I think I'm going to keep it as is for now. And then I will bring up this chimney, and I want to have at least that for a ceiling. And then my ramps will probably be there. Well, I guess I already have ramps in my hands. Oh no! Oh good. I thought I was going to break my leg. I do not want to do that. And I may take it up even one more layer. Well, how high do I want the ceiling to be? That's the question. I kind of want it to be high. So I need a ladder, a temporary ladder, please. I'm going to put it here for now. Oh. Because I could turn it into a vent. Once it hits the ceiling here. Just depends. I may need to bring the ceiling up one more so it doesn't compete with the chimney. As you know, the chimney being the most important part of this room, Well, the ceiling has to fit with it. If it doesn't, we've got to change the ceiling because the chimney's not changing. At least not what I expect. Yeah, I do. I need it higher. Okay, let's bring this up at least one more, but probably even more. How high does this need to be? So that's acceptable. Reason being is I can make this a wedge. Because while we won't look up the chimney often, it also makes sense why we might cut that space. And then I wouldn't need this guy. Oops. Well, I do need that guy. Yeah, I need this guy. But I kind of liked it being the space of 2. The little mirror that it gave, that was fun. So what if I allow this chimney to be a little bit bigger than intended? And this part of the ceiling would probably have to hit it. Yeah, probably. Which means that I have to go up 2 more. It's going to be a high ceiling room. I might be changing this whole wall that I'm building right now, but I just got to work with what I can, and we can make adjustments later. We'll have a dangling light bulb here for this kitchen. I think that's what's going to work best for us. Do I hear a screamer? I sure hope not. I think I do. Well, she'll have to find me. Maybe I can put a ramp here and kind of end the chimney. Well, I may not need that ramp because I'll probably fill it in with the ceiling. Let's see if this is a good spot for the ceiling or if I should take it down. So here. Whoa, almost fell. That would have been a long way down. I'm not going to fill all this in until I'm confident it's what I want. Because I don't want to, end up collapsing this stuff and cleaning it out myself. Which, I mean, there's the possibility that that's going to happen anyway because I don't really know how sturdy this is. But I do want enough that I can make an educated decision. And since I'm up here, yeah, that's all right. And if I want, I could probably bring these up. I'd have to keep this, but this could be changed into something else if I wanted it to, for aesthetic purposes, as could this. Hey, come here, if I so desire. But these blocks I have to all keep. I don't know what I'm going to end up doing with it. Probably nothing. So I'm just going to put some ramps there now to represent it. Yeah, and that's a possibility too, because that's kind of neat. So I'm going to keep that there for now. I got to get back up. So we got to make another temporary ladder. This one's going to go up pretty high. Hey, that guy's running all over the place. Don't attack the walls. Hey, guy, what did I just say? He's attacking the walls. Can you believe that? I'll be right with you. So I will have to have a ladder that brings me up here. And I probably will have kind of a chimney continue here. Of some kind, but that doesn't really matter right now. So I do like those ramps. I think it adds visual interest, but I might even like it. Well, I can't put it along the wall with that because it would compete pretty massively. I don't know, maybe the walls are a little too high. Excuse me, the ceiling is too high. What if I brought it down, and would I like that better? I'll just test it in this small area. Hey, don't fall. Well, I do like that better. It seems more natural to me. I would still have room for cameras because it's a space of 3 up here, which is actually quite a lot. Easily could put some cameras up here if I need to. Okay, I'm going to try bringing the ceiling down a little bit. Okay, let's call this a sample size. And fill in these blocks around the chimney. Because if it fits with the chimney, then it will fit with the rest of the room, because the whole room is made to fit with the chimney. I kind of like it. But I worry that the stem, I don't know if that's what you call it, the funnel, the tunnel of the furnace, the chimney, is too short. Nah, it looks awesome. Okay, I'm gonna keep going with my gut and continuing to bring the ceiling down a little bit, even though I'm not totally convinced. Okay, let me make sure that's going to look okay on this ramp area, because now my ramp area is getting smaller. And well, it could have looked great over here, but bad over here, so we'll have to be careful. Let's make a temporary bridge. The ceiling's almost low now. I don't want it to feel that way. It seems to be perfect for the kitchen, though. And these windows, if I get much higher, I'm going to have to make the windows bigger. That's a good point. Let's see what I would have to do. Well, that's actually quite nice to have that larger window in the center. Yeah. Okay. Let me shut the roof off. Or the ceiling, whatever. And we'll just leave it like that for the time being and see if we like it. We can think about a skylight. We can think about raising the ceiling up one level. And we can also think about arches or ramps. But I'll worry about that later. For now, I want to see, is this too small? Is the ceiling too low? And the only way I'm really going to know that is if I walk around for a little bit. If I use the base for a little while, if I use the kitchen for its purpose, that would kind of help me to figure out, hey, the ceiling is too high, too low, and perfect. And then I can say, hey, let's put a window in here. But for the time being, it's going to be a little dark because I don't have any electricity. And I'm not going to put up any torches. Okay. Yeah, I thought I might be able to get this kitchen blocked out. And it looks like I have. And I'm okay with that too. I don't hate that. I've got a space of 3 above it, so I can put something here if I want to. Yeah. This is a perfect spot for a table. We've got a spot for pretty much everything. I think I'm going to be okay with that roof. Let's get rid of this guy. We'll also get rid of this too. And I'll replace them later when I try and upgrade the area, of course. And that's a space of 2, and that's a space of 3, which I actually think should work pretty well for us. And this I'm just going to have to see if I can turn that into a balcony. But my goal was the kitchen, and it looks like I did get it blocked out. And so I am going to end the episode right there. Thank you so much for joining me on my 7 Days to Die journey. It's been really fun to have you all here. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye.